I'm going to share with you my top 3 stocks for this week and also 3 stocks you want to avoid. So let's jump right into it. I want to share my top 3 first. First one is ABBV. Now, this one we got a buy signal in outlier this week. And let me go to that real quick. We got a buy signal this week on February 4th. It's already up from here to here. It's already up nearly 3% as of right now. Still looks like it's got a lot of room to run. On ABBV, not the right one. Here we go. On ABBV, what I want to see is the greed coming out, which is what we have right here, and also, I'm sorry, the fear coming out, which is what we have right here, and also the greed coming back in. You can see this green overlay here. That means it's an uptrend right now. When you're buying a stock, you want to be buying it while it's in an uptrend. The uptrend is defined with the 10 over the 20, price over the 50. Those are the exponential moving averages. That's your outlier trend template. When this is pointing north, when it's pointing up towards Canada, that's what you want to see. So ABBV is my #1 top pick of the week. In fact, we do have an order block up here around 4.5% or so higher. So if this does move much higher, it may be too late to get in because I wouldn't trade anything that's running into an order block. These are large institutional orders that are waiting to be filled when price gets back up to here. And most likely what we've seen in the past is that this can act as very high resistance areas, very high overhead resistance. And I don't want you to have to deal with that. But real quick, let me introduce myself. My name is Chris Fuel. I've been trading since 2009. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, and this is where we save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So looking at ABBV, this one absolutely has a lot of legs to it, but I don't want you to get too excited. And the reason being is that if we look at the market has really been struggling. We've had one close under the 10 moving average, one close under the 20 moving average. These are big red flags to me. So the market, in my opinion, while it does have the 10, 20, 50 bullish template right here, I'm getting really nervous. And the reason that I'm getting really nervous is we've not gone anywhere since December, early December, nearly November. We've not gone anywhere. There's been a sideways market right here, but also market breadth has been getting worse and worse and worse. Let me zoom in and let me show you what I'm talking about here. So market breadth tells you how many stocks have buy signals in outlier. And this has been getting worse and worse as we've gone. And in fact, every single sector is bearish right now. So while you've got a bullish trend and bearish market breadth, that's basically the market telling you, hey, you know what? We're having a disconnect here. When those two are aligned, trades come so easy, so fast. And I've made so much money where like it just felt effortless. When it's like this, you're probably struggling in the market, if I had to guess, right? So I would absolutely take a look at ABBV this week. Next, I want to look at APG. APG looks really good to me. You've got your 10, 20, 50 all pointing north. And then let's go to the APG dashboard here. So you can see that the greed has come out of it. I'm sorry, the fear has come out of it. Greed's coming back in. We got that buy signal on February 4th. So how far are we up since then? Almost 3% from that point here. No order blocks in the way up here. So to me, APG looks really good. And if I were looking to exit here, if I were looking to take this trade and exit, I would be getting in if you took this signal at G1 on the heat map. It goes from G0 to 50. I'd be looking to get at around G11, right? That way you can capture that greed as it's going up without it getting extended and then causing a quick sharp pullback. I like to look at the behavioral heat map here like a rubber band, right? The farther that gets stretched, the more likely it is to snap back. So I would only give that 10 points if I'm looking on that. But then again, I wouldn't be trading this right now because the market has that market breadth that's not aligned with the market trend. Lastly, let's look at EDR. EDR looks really good. You've got your outlier trend template, 10, 20, 50, all pointing north. And if we go look at the outlier data for EDR, we got that buy signal actually on Friday. So it's coming out of fear, moving right up into greed. And the whole sector, actually, if you want to look at it down here, the communications sector, the whole sector has been pushing higher into the greed category. And this one, while it may be lagging, is getting that buy signal today. And I don't see any overhead resistance. Well, actually up here around 33. How many percent do we have up here? You got about 6% move before you hit that order block. And it's got earnings coming up, which is one of my very favorite trades to do, is trade up into earnings. So I think EDR has some real legs. Now, I've given you 3 stocks that could be a great opportunity for you this week. Let's also take a look at 3 stocks that I would avoid like the plague. #1, I actually would avoid Tesla. Now, I am a Tesla owner. I own a Model Y Performance, and it's freaking fantastic. But I'm not a Tesla shareholder. No way. You've got the 10 under the 20, price under the 50. You've got overhead resistance like crazy on here. And looking at Tesla, this is one I would stay away from, right? I wouldn't be buying Tesla with your money here. I can't see any justifiable reason to do so. In fact, this reminds me a lot of what's called a market cycle. Let me show you what I mean by the market cycle right here. This reminds me a lot of the market cycle, where stage one down here, where it consolidates and moves sideways. Stage two is where it moves up. Stage three is the sideways consolidation. And then stage four is that bearish trend, right? I mean, this looks a lot like the left-hand side and the top of the market cycle, doesn't it? Looks a lot like that. So Tesla may be one that's on its way down, and I would absolutely avoid Tesla at all costs. Another one, ELF. I've seen a lot of YouTube influencers peddling ELF lately, and I don't know why. ELF has a really, really ugly stock. It's got big overhead resistance on here. And if you look, it is actually down before today's move, down 40%, down 40% from this high right here. But now it's down 53%, down $77 in the last bit, right? Who in their right mind wants to buy something that's falling off a cliff like this, right? You've got your outlier trend template showing you ELF is not a good place to be. You're 10 under the 20, price under the 50. No way. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't buy this with your money here. And if I zoom out, you can see what the stages look like here, right? You've got your stage one sideways, your stage two uptrend, stage three is where it's figuring itself out, a little double top action right there. And then it's in a stage four downtrend, okay? This stage four downtrend is not the time to get into any stock, right? Because after stage four, you're going to have a stage one, and that stage one could be 6 months, a year, 3 years before it figures itself out and then starts coming back up. So any YouTube influencer that you see who's peddling ELF, you need to unsubscribe from their channel right now and start putting on notifications for this one, right? Because we are actually telling you what is working in the market, okay? And you don't have to buy anybody's signals. You don't have to do anything. Just put 3 moving averages on your chart right here, your 10, 20, and 50. When they're pointing south towards Mexico, that's not a stock that you want to own. It's just a fact here. It's just math, okay? You can't argue with me on it because it's just math. And then the last one I'm going to I would suggest that you stay as far away as you possibly can as AMD. Now, I know so many people are so stoked about AMD. They want to be taking AMD to the bank. They're like, oh man, AMD is such a generational low. AMD has to go up from here. You can come up with all the fundamentals you want to. You can come up with all the stories you want to. You can come up with all the justification as to why the stock must be going up. But unless the price is moving upward, you're not making money. In fact, there's no, I don't know anybody who's making money on this stock right now, unless they're shorting it, right? If you want to see what the market cycle looks like, just take a look at this, right? Your stage one, your stage two, your stage three, and then your stage four prolonged all the way down here, right? This is not one that I would suggest to get into at all. I would avoid AMD at all costs. So listen, I want to make this quick video real quick, and I want you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Those were my top 3 stocks for the week and top 3 that I would stay as far away from as I possibly can. But let me know in the chat, what are you trading this week? I'd love to hear. And thank you so much for coming. Be sure to come back tomorrow, or we'll help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. YouTube is going to recommend a couple of videos. I recommend that you click one of them, and I recommend you have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.